What if everything you've been told about financial freedom in the UK is a carefully constructed illusion? What if the path you're diligently following is actually leading you straight into a financial cul-de-sac? For years, we've been fed a narrative about stable jobs, property ladders, and pension pots, believing these were the keys to unlocking a life of choice and security. But the shocking truth is, for many, this vision remains perpetually out of reach, not because they're not working hard enough, but because the rules of the game have fundamentally changed. Today, we're tearing down those myths to expose the shocking reality and arm you with the tools to truly break free. Did you know that despite rising wages in some sectors, the average UK household has seen their real disposable income fall by over 3% in the last year alone, due to the brutal combination of inflation and taxes? That's your hard-earned money vanishing into thin air. You work hard, you save, you try to do all the right things. You've navigated the complexities of the UK job market, perhaps even secured a decent salary. Yet, for so many Brits, the relentless grip of the cost of living crisis, stagnant wage growth relative to expenses, and the ever-present threat of unexpected costs create a pervasive sense of financial anxiety. Maybe you're stuck in the relentless cycle of rent or mortgage payments that seem to absorb half your salary. Perhaps you've watched your weekly grocery bill balloon while your paycheck barely budges. You're not alone. It feels like running on a treadmill, doesn't it? Pushing harder and harder, but never quite reaching that finish line, never quite feeling truly secure. This isn't just about managing money, it's about reclaiming your future from a system that often seems designed to keep you tethered. It's time to confront the silent forces holding you back. In this video, we'll dismantle 5 core financial realities specific to the UK that most people ignore. We'll expose the silent wealth predators, challenge conventional wisdom about property and pensions, unmask the true grind behind so-called passive income, confront the systemic barriers, and finally, reveal the actionable blueprint of those who actually achieve financial independence here. Please remember, this content is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Your personal situation is unique and results will vary. Always consult a qualified financial advisor for tailored guidance. By the end, you'll see the path to financial freedom in the UK not as a distant dream, but as a tangible, achievable reality, if you're willing to face the truth. But first, let's shatter the biggest illusion of all. Reality 1. The true cost of UK financial freedom is far higher than you imagine, constantly eroded by silent predators. Most people calculate their financial independence target based on their current spending, perhaps adding a small buffer. This is a catastrophic mistake in the UK. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. That's your wealth here, constantly being drained by inflation, which has repeatedly hit over 4% in recent times, and a relentless tax burden that includes income tax, national insurance, VAT, council tax, and capital gains tax. These aren't just minor deductions, they're silent predators, eating away at your future purchasing power, relentlessly diminishing the real value of your savings year after year. £1 million saved today might feel substantial, but its purchasing power in 20 years will be dramatically less. So, your first crucial step? Calculate your true financial freedom number. Don't just think about what you spend today. Project your ideal lifestyle. Factor in at least 3% annual inflation as a minimum, and crucially, account for tax on your potential investment income. Use a dedicated financial planning tool or even a detailed spreadsheet. This number will likely shock you, but it's the only honest target. But once you have that number, where do you even begin? Many Brits rely on two seemingly safe bets which might just be keeping them trapped. And those are Reality 2. The UK's golden cages, property and pensions, are not the guaranteed paths to freedom they once seemed. For generations, owning a home in the UK has been the ultimate financial dream, the cornerstone of wealth. But for many, it's become less of an asset and more of a golden cage. Yes, property values have risen significantly over the past decades. The average UK house price now stands at over £280,000. But think about the colossal debt tied up in a mortgage, often spanning 25–30 years. Consider the illiquidity. You can't just sell a bedroom when you need cash, and the escalating maintenance costs, stamp duty, council tax, and rising interest rates. It's a huge commitment, locking up vast amounts of capital that could be working harder elsewhere, generating more dynamic returns. Then there are pensions. Often seen as the cornerstone of a secure retirement, diligently contributed to, expecting a comfortable future. But how many people genuinely have a pension pot large enough to fund a truly comfortable retirement? Considering the average UK private pension pot for those approaching retirement is often quoted at under £100,000. This is nowhere near enough to generate substantial income, especially with increasing life expectancies. Many face a significant shortfall, finding their secure retirement income barely covers essentials, leaving little room for freedom or aspiration. This isn't to say property or pensions are bad, but rather that relying solely on them is naive. Your financial freedom blueprint needs diversification. It needs assets that offer liquidity and genuine growth potential beyond the traditional UK reliance. So, what about those easy paths to income generation everyone talks about? Reality 3. Beyond the hype, the grind behind passive income and early UK retirement is immense. The internet is flooded with gurus promising passive income with minimal effort. Make money while you sleep. Retire by 30. It sounds enticing, doesn't it? Especially when you're caught in the UK's demanding work culture, where the average worker spends over 37 hours a week at their main job. But let's be blunt, truly passive income, the kind that can genuinely fund early retirement in the UK, demands significant upfront effort, substantial capital, or both. Whether it's building a successful online business that requires hundreds of hours of content creation and marketing, investing in dividend stocks that necessitate a huge initial capital outlay to generate meaningful income, or becoming a landlord navigating regulations and tenant issues, it requires immense work, smart strategy, and often a considerable financial outlay to get started. It's not easy money. It's delayed gratification on a massive scale. So, if you're serious about generating income streams that eventually become passive, understand this. Research deeply. Choose a niche where you can add real value. Be prepared for years, not months, of consistent, sometimes grueling effort. Start small, reinvest profits, and continuously learn. Your financial freedom isn't going to be handed to you. It's earned, one strategic step at a time. This brings us to a major hidden hurdle, one that isn't always about your personal choices. Reality 4. You're swimming against the current of systemic hurdles, and true freedom demands a personal cost. It's easy to blame ourselves for our financial struggles, but the UK financial landscape presents unique systemic hurdles that make the journey to freedom inherently more challenging. Our tax system, for example, is notoriously complex. Navigating income tax thresholds, national insurance contributions, capital gains, and inheritance tax requires expert knowledge, often creating unintended financial penalties if you're not careful. The recent changes to dividend tax allowances, for instance, silently impact countless investors. Then there's the housing crisis, particularly in urban centers like London, where average rents can consume over 50% of take-home pay, making accumulating capital incredibly challenging for many. These aren't just individual struggles, they are pervasive issues affecting millions. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Overcoming these external obstacles also demands profound internal shifts. Achieving financial freedom isn't just about optimizing numbers. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with money, with consumption, and with risk. It means saying no to social pressures, embracing delayed gratification, and often making difficult sacrifices in the short term. It requires relentless discipline, a willingness to learn continually, and resilience in the face of setbacks. Are you prepared to make those sacrifices? Because those who succeed in the UK understand that freedom often comes at a price. But what exactly do they do differently? Reality 5. Financial freedom isn't about luck. It's about embracing the strategic habits of the UK rich and forging your own blueprint. Forget the lottery winners and trust fund babies you see in the tabloids. The truly financially free in the UK aren't just lucky. They operate with a specific, disciplined blueprint that anyone can adopt, regardless of their starting point. This isn't about having a huge salary. It's about how they manage what they have. First, they practice aggressive saving and investing. They don't just save what's left over. They pay themselves first, often 20%, 30%, or even 50% of their income, automating contributions directly into diversified assets like low-cost global index funds, growth stocks, or even smart property ventures outside their primary residence, such as buy-to-lets with strong rental yields. Second, they are masters of tax efficiency. They leverage every available tax wrapper. ISAs, particularly stocks and shares ISAs, which allow you to invest up to £20,000 per year tax-free, and self-invested personal pensions, SIPs, which offer significant tax relief on contributions, legally minimizing their tax burden to keep more of their earnings working for them. This isn't about avoiding tax, it's about intelligent, compliant planning within the HMRC rules. Third, they build strategic diversification and multiple income streams. They understand that relying on a single job or a single asset class is a gamble. They build multiple revenue streams, whether that's through a profitable side hustle, a well-managed rental property, dividends from their investment portfolios, or royalties from creative work, creating redundancy and accelerating their wealth accumulation. They constantly seek out new opportunities to diversify their assets, spreading risk and capturing growth across different sectors and geographies. Fourth, they commit to relentless financial education and networking. They don't just hope for the best, they actively learn about market trends, economic indicators, and advanced investment strategies. They surround themselves with financially savvy individuals, sharing insights and opportunities, recognizing that knowledge and connections are crucial assets. This isn't just theory, it's a living, breathing blueprint. Start by meticulously tracking every penny you earn and spend. Automate your savings transfer the moment your pay hits your account. Open a stocks and shares ISA and explore a SIP for long-term tax-efficient growth. Begin researching low-cost, diversified global index funds. Identify a skill you can monetize outside your main job and start building it. Connect with others who are on a similar journey. This isn't a checklist to tick off once, it's a lifestyle of continuous optimization and strategic action. This isn't just about financial numbers, it's about reclaiming your most precious asset, your time. You've just uncovered the stark realities of financial freedom in the UK. The shocking truth is that most people live their entire lives without ever truly understanding these principles, trapped by outdated beliefs and systemic pressures. But you, watching this right now, have been given the map. The knowledge alone won't change your life. It's the action you take starting today, right now, that will define your future. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop believing the myths that keep you tethered to a life you don't truly desire. Your time is finite. Your choices are powerful. Reclaim them. Begin calculating your true freedom number. Begin planning your diversification. Begin acting on those new income streams. Your financial freedom isn't a distant dream. It's a series of deliberate, consistent steps you choose to take. So, what's your first step going to be? What was your biggest aha moment from this video? And more importantly, what's the very first concrete step you're committed to taking on your financial freedom journey in the UK? Share it in the comments below. Your insights could spark a breakthrough for someone else. And if you found this video valuable, hit that like button, subscribe for more unconventional financial truths, and share it with someone who desperately needs to hear this urgent message. The path to financial freedom in the UK is challenging, yes, but it is equivocally achievable. It requires understanding the true landscape, making informed decisions, and possessing unwavering determination. Don't let the myths dictate your reality. Don't let the systemic hurdles become your excuse. Forge your own path, armed with knowledge and conviction. Your freedom awaits, a life built on purpose and choice, not just on paying the bills. Start building it brick by financial brick. You have the power to write your own story.